Good afternoon, students. In the previous class, we discussed about the handling multiple devices. Okay, ma. The next topic is DMA controller. Okay, in that DMA controller, bus arbitration techniques are there. Those will be centralized arbitration and distributed arbitration. What is the purpose of DMA controller? It transfers the data between the IO devices and memory without the intervention by the processor. Okay, na? So transfer of data with a high speed is possible by using the DMA controller. Okay, ma? That is the main advantage of DMA, direct memory access. Okay, the next topic is buses. Okay, generally already we know what is meant by bus. What is the purpose of bus? Okay, bus means that is a group of lines. That is a group of bits. So each line transfers one bit of information. Okay, ma? That creates a communication path between the two devices. Suppose if we want to transfer the data between the two devices, then we are using the bus. In that bus, we are having address lines, data lines, and control lines. Okay. So this is about the bus's introduction. So here we are taking a bus protocol. What is meant by protocol? That is a set of rules. Okay, ma? Here see. A bus protocol is the set of rules that govern the behavior of various devices connected to the bus. Okay, all the devices are connected to the bus only for data transfer as to when to place information on the bus. Okay, asset control signals and so on. What is the purpose of control signals? From which device to which device the data is transferred. That is coordinated. That is known by using these control signals only. Okay, ma, whether read operation is done or write operation is done. Okay, that is known by using this control signal. In this bus, we are having synchronous bus and asynchronous bus. Okay, ma. In a synchronous bus, all devices derive timing information from a common clock line. Okay, ma. Here in synchronous bus, we are using a common clock line. Common clock line means what is the meaning? Here, the pulses, each pulse having the same clock period, then that will be the common clock line. Okay, ma. Equal spaced pulses on this line define equal time intervals. Okay, that is, if you are taking the equal spaced pulses, this will be. Okay, ma. This is one clock cycle. The time required to complete one clock cycle is called the time period, TP. Okay. So this TP will be same for all the clock cycles. Okay. Equal spaced pulses on this line define equal time intervals. Okay, ma. In this simplest form of a synchronous bus, each of these intervals constitutes a bus cycle during which one data transfer can take place. Okay, ma. One data transfer can take place. See the synchronous bus here. This is the bus clock. Totally, we are considering one clock cycles. Pause to on period and off period. Okay, ma. Here, address and command are multiplexed. Like this, signal ila undi anukundamma combined ga. So the one will be considered the address bus and another one will be considered the command. Okay, Amma. In between the T0 to T1, we search the data in the particular memory location. Okay. So in between T1 to T2, the data will be transferred. Okay, Amma. The data will be transferred in between T1 to T2. This is a synchronous bus timing diagram. Okay. Next, if you are taking the next one is asynchronous bus. Asynchronous bus means here we need the handshake signals. Handshake signals. What is meant by handshake signals means suppose if the handshake signals means if the processor takes the data from the devices, IO devices, okay, Amma, how do you know the processor can receive the data or can transfer the data? Actually, the processor having high speed compared to IO devices and memory. Okay. Here, how do you know the processor can transfer the data or receive the data means by using the handshake signals only we know whether the data is transferred or not. Okay, Ma. So in asynchronous bus, we are using the handshake signals. Here, next one is asynchronous bus. Here, an alternative scheme for controlling data transfers on the bus is based on the use of a handshake between the master and slave. What is meant by master? Suppose if you are having two devices, out of the two devices, which device can take the initiation to do the data transfer? Okay, which device takes the initiation to do the data transfer? That device is called the master. Okay, Ma. So here, master and slave. If you see the timing diagram for input operation, here we are having different timing diagrams for input operation and output operation for asynchronous bus. Okay, Ma, this is for input operation. Here, the address and command will be multiplexed. Master ready. In between T0 to T1, search for the data or instruction. Okay, Ma, in between T1 to T2, the master ready signal is high. Okay, whenever the master ready signal is high, then the gives the handshake signal to the slave. Then the slave ready is also high. Okay, whenever the slave ready is high, then the data will be transferred. Okay, Ma, in between T2 to T4. Again, at T5, the new data will be transferred. So this is the input timing diagram. Next, output timing diagram. This is handshake control of data transfer during an output operation. Here, the address will be there. The address and command are multiplexed. Okay, the data will be there. Here, output operation. That means the data will be present. That data is transferred to output device. Okay, so that's why the data will return first. Okay, Ma, the data ni మనం ఫస్ట్ డ్రా చేసుకుంటాం అవుట్పుట్ ఆపరేషన్ లో. సపోజ్ ఇన్పుట్ ఆపరేషన్ లో అయితే the data will be getting after. Okay, what is the input operation, what is the output operation generally? Suppose if the data is transferred from input to the processor, then that is the input operation. Okay, Ma, the data is transferred from the processor to output, then that is the output operation. Okay, Ma, here what is the synchronization? Generally, what is the meaning of synchronization? I'm giving some example here. Two devices are there. One device having high speed. One device transfer the data with the high speed. Okay, Ma. The second device receives the data with the slow. Okay, Ma. Slow. So then what happened? Device 1 transfers the data with high speed, but the device 2 is not ready to take the data with that speed. Then what happened? The data is lost. Okay, the data is lost there. So synchronization in the sense, device 1 having some speed to transfer the data. Okay, so the device 2 is also taking the same speed with receiving the data also. Then without any loss, the data will be transferred. Okay ma, that is the synchronization. Okay, so here in this asynchronous bus, output operation means here the data will be kept here in the processor. Next, whenever the master ready signal is high, then the handshake signal will be giving to the slave ready. Then the slave ready will take the data from the processor. Okay ma, this is the output operation in asynchronous bus. Okay, the next one is interface circuits. Interface circuits means here to communicate between the devices, like a bus only here also. Okay ma, so to communicate between the two devices, we are using the interface circuits. Actually, the main data transform is that is input to the processor and processor to the output. Input to the processor means generally what is the input device? Keyboard is taking as the input device. Okay ma, keyboard is taking as the input device. Output device means which is taking? Printer. Generally we are taking monitor and printer. Okay ma, in this interface circuits, first we are taking the data transfer between the keyboard to processor connection. How the data will be transferred from the keyboard to processor. Okay ma, see this diagram. Here keyboard switches. Our keyboard is here. In that keyboard, so many switches are there. Whatever the switch we require, that switch is pressed on that keyboard. Then what happened? That key is encoder and debouncing circuit. That means that will be converted into equivalent ASCII code. Okay ma, మనం keyboard మీద suppose yes అనే letter press చేసాం అనుకున్నామా, yes యొక్క ASCII code గా convert అవుతుంది internally, encoder. That means that letter will be converted into its equivalent ASCII code. That is the encoder. Okay, encoder and debouncing circuit. Okay, that data will be giving to data in register. This is the interface circuit. Okay amma, this is the interface circuit. The interface circuit ఏం చెప్తుంది? డేటా అనేది కీబోర్డ్ నుంచి ప్రాసెసర్ కి వెళ్ళాలా వద్దా అనేది చెప్తుంది. ఓకేనా? So here first we are giving the input from this keyboard switcher, that will be encoded. After that the data will be giving to the interface circuit. Here SIN will be there. And remember this? SIN, status in. So this is if this SIN status in flag is set to 1, then only the data will be transferred to the processor. ఈ SIN అనేది 1 అయినప్పుడు మాత్రమే ఇక్కడ ఎన్కోడ్ అయిన డేటా అనేది ప్రాసెసర్ కి వెళ్తుందమ్మా. సపోజ్ SIN ఈక్వల్ టు 0 అయింది అంటే ఏంటి? ప్రాసెసర్ ఈజ్ బిజీ విత్ అదర్ వర్క్. ప్రాసెసర్ అనేది అదర్ వర్క్ తో బిజీగా ఉంది అని. ఓకే అమ్మా, సో హియర్ whenever this SIN becomes 1, then only the data, whatever the data received by using this interface circuit, that data will be transferred to the processor. Okay, that is either read or write operation. Here keyboard to processor కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ read operation జరుగుతుందమ్మా. read operation జరగాలి అంటే here this R by W bar becomes 1. Okay, here master ready, slave ready signals also giving to between the input interface and the processor. Okay, see here keyboard to processor connection means what are the points we learn here? That is when a key is pressed, the valid signal changes from 0 to 1. That is zeros and ones only, causing the ASCII code to be loaded into data in and SIN to be set to 1. ఎప్పుడైతే మనకి ఇక్కడ కీబోర్డ్ లో ఏదైతే స్విచ్ ప్రెస్ చేసామో దాని ఈక్వలెంట్ ASCII కోడ్ వచ్చింది. ఇక్కడ ఆ ASCII కోడ్ ఇక్కడ డేటా ఎన్ కి ఇవ్వగానే ఇక్కడ ఏం జరుగుతుంది? SIN అనేది 1 అయిపోతుంది. SIN 1 అయిపోయినప్పుడు ఏం జరగాలి? డేటా ఇన్ రిజిస్టర్ నుంచి డేటా అనేది ప్రాసెసర్ కి వెళ్ళాలి, ప్రాసెసర్ కి ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అయిపోయింది, అప్పుడు మళ్ళీ ఏమవుతుంది, ఎస్ఇన్ బికమ్స్ 0. ఓకే, see here the status flag sin is cleared to 0 when the processor reads the contents of the data in register. అంటే ఇక్కడ నుంచి వచ్చిన డేటా ఇన్ నుంచి ప్రాసెసర్ కి వెళ్ళిపోగానే, కంప్లీట్ అయిపోగానే ఆ ప్రాసెస్ అనేది sin becomes 0. ఓకే అమ్మా. The next one is printer to processor, that is this is like output operation. Okay amma, this is here we are using output interface circuit. Okay, what happened here, now the data will be present in this processor. Okay, that data will be giving to the data out register. Whenever this data will be coming here, then S out becomes 1. Okay amma, ఎప్పుడైతే డేటా ఇక్కడికి వచ్చిందో S out అనేది 1 అవుతుంది. Whenever S out equal to 1, then the data will be transferred to the printer, that is output device. Okay amma. So here also R by W1, this is like write operation, that's why this signal becomes 0. Okay amma. So in that way the data will be transferred from the processor to the printer. See the points. The interface contains a data register, data out, and a status flag S out. This. Okay ma. The S out flag is set to 1 when the printer is ready to accept another character. Okay, and it's cleared to 0 when a new character is loaded into data out by the processor. Okay, when the printer is ready to accept a character, it asserts its ideal signal. Okay, in this way the data will be transferred from the processor to the printer. These are the interface circuits. Input interface, this is the input interface, this is the output interface. Okay ma. Next one, port, serial port and a parallel port. Okay, port in the sense here if the devices are connected, okay, the devices are connected through the ports only. Okay ma. One side the ports will be there, that is either serial port or parallel port. Serial port means bit by bit transfer will be there. Parallel port means all the bits are simultaneously transferred. Okay ma. See the first serial port. Okay, a serial port is used to connect the processor and IO devices. Okay ma. Connect the processor and IO devices that require transmission of data 1 bit at a time. Okay, serial port means only 1 bit at a time transfers between the processor and IO devices. Okay ma. Here what is the important point means, here the key feature of an interface circuit for a serial port is that it is capable of communicating in a bit serial fashion on the device side and in a bit parallel fashion on the bus side. Okay ma. Bit serial fashion on the device side, that is IO device. Okay ma. Bit parallel fashion on the bus side. Here the transformation between the parallel and the serial formats is achieved with the shift registers that have parallel access capability. Okay ma. Here what happened, at the device serial fashion will be there, at the bus side the parallel fashion will be there, that means parallelly the data transferred. So here we want to shift. See, this is a serial interface. Okay ma. So serial input, that is bit by bit we are giving this input. Here shift registers are used. Okay, whenever these input shift registers are there, the outputs will be giving to data in register. Okay, ma. From that, the process will be continuous and the data will be transferred here, data out. That data will be giving to output shift registers. Then the data will be serial output. That means bit by bit, the output will be getting here. Okay, ma. So this is a serial interface. Next, standard IO interface. Standard IO interfaces. Standard IO interfaces means here we are using PCI bus and USB. PCI means peripheral component interconnect. Okay, peripheral component interconnect. USB means universal serial bus. USB means that is used generally. Okay, ma. Suppose if we want to connect some pen drive, compulsory we are using the USB port. Okay, ma. Here, in this standard IO interfaces, the processor bus is a bus defined by the signals on the processor chip itself. Okay, devices that require a very high speed connection to the processor, such as the main memory, may be connected directly to this bus. Okay, the motherboard usually provides another bus that can support more devices. Okay, ma. Depending on our requirement, we are using the number of devices. The two buses are interconnected by a circuit, which we call a bridge. That translates the signals and protocols of one bus into the other of the other. Okay. Here, it is impossible to define a uniform standards for the processor bus. The structure of this bus is closely tied to the architecture of the processor. That is, if you are taking the PCI bus here, see, this is the host. Okay, ma, main memory. These two are connected to the PCI bridge. That means here, where some processor bus will be present. Some processor bus will be present to do the data transfer from the memory to IO devices. Okay, ma. Here some PCI bridge is there. Whenever we are connecting external devices ni connect chesinapudu, we are using PCI.